hospitality, my favorite subject. And I want to ask you three, as guardians of your brand, what are you doing to create a distinctive culture outside of the bed? And obviously, and if you're staying at this hotel, very nice bed, softened pillows, but how do you take that experience that the guest is having inside the room, or perhaps through service at the hotel, take that experience outside of the room and still connect with the guest? And I think that's the challenge for the hoteliers today. And I know our speakers have a little bit to say about it. So, quick question, and just introduce yourself briefly in terms of, how are you basically creating this culture outside of the room?
Me?
We're going to start with you, Maud.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
I'm staring at
¿Qué
you.
tal? My name is Maud Bailey. So, as you all know, super happy to be with you, gentlemen, on the panel, and with you, Lorraine. Hotel and hospitality are far more than just places where you sleep and eat scrambled eggs in the morning. Okay? It's not a commodity. So we are emotions maker. And I think we are all agreeing with that with my peers. So to us, especially in the luxury segment, hotels and hospitality is about two legs, Lorraine: product and service. So to make sure that the feeling around the hospitality journey is far more just that around the bed. We need beautiful product where you sleep well, but you need also a fantastic service culture. Because people, of course, may remember their bed quality, but they will remember the way you would have made them feel when they wake up in your room, in your hotel. So to me, the secret recipe about a successful brand is a successful culture, a strong service commitment, something which is really about leveraging emotional intelligence, paying little attention to guest preferences, bespoke attentions, make you feel special. Okay. People may not remember how they slept, but they will forever remember how they felt with you.
Okay. And Nils?
I think Maud just took my whole spiel there.
Service. How you feel?
So we're a Nordic-based hotel company, and we're privately held. And I think for us, the culture that we give to our guests comes from the culture that we have within the company. We were founded 30 years ago by this very eccentric dude with more energy than the Duracell bunny. And he loves a good party. He loves good service. Excuse me. He loves to entertain. And for 30 years, that internal culture is something that we have externalized towards our guests. So, you have the cliche, you hire for passion and you train for skills. Well, we do that. Just one example is we don't do normal recruitment. We do auditions. So we actually have maybe 500 people at a time in a given city going on auditions where they have maybe 5 minutes to present themselves. And that way we hire people with lots and lots of passion. They also don't have the skills, so we really do have to train them, which can be a bit of a pain in the ass. But you do get an amazing culture, and I think that's what you're alluding to, that really works.
Yeah, both of you are talking about that culture, which is really interesting, and I know, especially for Maud, that's part of what you're doing now, right? In your new role, is to bring that culture and to kind of. We had a session earlier about we were talking about rentals, but we're also talking about standardization, and how do you combine both standardization and then unique culture, right, and unique experiences, but you need a little bit of both. So I'm sure that's part of the challenge to what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, Juan Carlos.
Hello, good morning. Thank you for the invite for us to Phocuswright. Sorry for my English. I speak better Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, but English is not my hard language. We thought we always speak by tourism. Tourism is the happiness industry. For us, we are the most important industry in Spain, Italy, and Portuguese, where we have some hotels there. And for us, it's not only the product. For us, it's the ecosystem that we could create with our partners. Not only our staff, it's the partners, it's the government, it's the society that we have behind us. And for us, we are looking to create a new ecosystem where the money would be transcendent for the people. We don't want to earn money. We don't want to make money. We want to make a different ecosystem where the biggest goal is not the money, it's to learn to the people how we could have a happiness industry where the ecosystem are the central of our culture.
I like the happiness. Great. So, who are your, very different, right? All three of the properties that you represent. And of course, at Accor is kind of lots of different properties, but you're representing some of the luxury brands. So who are your target, what's your target market? And how do you reach them? How do you choose?
It's a very important question. Actually, for each brand and for each product, you have a different audience to address. And first of all, you need to understand who your audience is. And if your audience has ever changed after COVID. And for us, our guest profiles have changed after COVID.
How?
We used to have 50% leisure travelers and 50% business travelers. Guess what? After COVID, Teams, Zoom, leisure, blah, blah. Now we're having 35% only of business travelers and 65% of leisure travelers. Their behaviors and their expectations have obviously changed. And we need, Lorraine, to understand them. Otherwise, we're going to miss this evolving target. So the first change is around the multi-generational stays. Believe me or not, about the leisure profiles, people, of course, do travel as a couple with their children, but they also travel with grandparents, grandchildren, uncle, nephews, nieces. So all of a sudden, we are facing a new leisure demand, looking for bigger spaces, like not just connecting rooms, but bigger villas, 2, 3, 4 bedrooms, or bigger apartments with the level of service of a hotel, because you don't want to cook or clean the house when you are on holiday. So we are trying to adapt our products, also on Sofitel, developing branded residences to offer these new leisure profiles, more space, and the same level of care. We are also observing two main changes and expectations. Well-being. People don't want just to look good, they want to feel better. And I guess that especially after COVID crisis, people got this strong awareness of the need to take care of themselves. So they are picking up more and more luxury destinations, able to offer them a genuine, holistic wellness program. And so we crafted in MGallery Curmarine in Trouville, you are all welcome, a new holistic concept called The Purist, where you have 4 pillars of wellness: beauty, spa treatments, as usual, but also sleep, nutrition, and exercise, outdoor, indoor. And people are really looking for that. And last but not least, it may seem obvious, but it's true, people are looking for CSR commitments from the hospitality industry, which is between us so far a pretty predatory industry. We are more takers than givers. And so there are more and more questions about eco-certification. What do we do about food waste, water consumption, carbon neutrality, but not like greenwashing, walking the talk. And today we have already 46% of my Sofitel being eco-certified at the worldwide level. But we need to keep pushing. And it's not just Gen Z. Those new expectations are everywhere.
Okay.
But
I want to get into some of the
point,
experiences. Yeah, go ahead.
if you don't mind. The last point, incredibly important and interesting. So we have a lot of conference hotels. And the Nordic companies now, they have a carbon budget for their conferences, right? And so, okay, you're talking to a meeting planner, and they're saying, well, we can't have steak for dinner because that's too high of a carbon impact. So we're choosing maybe vegetarian or maybe seafood. And then you'll have the delegates going, where's my steak? And we can't blame the meeting booker because we want to be on good terms with them and we have to make them shine for their bosses internally, right? But we also have to explain to the delegates that yes, maybe you wanted steak, but you're actually getting chicken because that's what's within your company's carbon budget.
Right,
It's a difficult conversation to have.
And if you allow me, pardon, when we removed the plastic bottled waters, water bottles from the rooms, on the principle, everybody was like, yeah! The minute guests got into the room looking for their plastic water bottle and not finding them, people were literally yelling at us.
So what did you do?
Educating, explaining.
Okay.
And one of the best way to explain is humor. Like we had like we're looking for you, a little disguised, bottled water, like disappeared.
Yeah.
Explaining that we were trying to switch to more CSR, responsible, sustainable hospitality. But like digital transformation, sustainability is a journey requiring a lot of education also for those new guests, full of contradictions.
We have plenty of water bottles here, right? That we can, someone show up a water bottle? I'm sure you will. Yep, there you go. Way to go.
Good.
Okay. So Nils, are you also seeing, though, the same thing as Maud in terms of more leisure as well?
Yes, we're seeing more leisure, but we're also in a little bit of a peculiar market up in the Nordics, where we have very sparsely populated countries. So by nature, people travel a lot for work to see each other in person. So I don't think we've had quite the same impact after COVID as the rest of continental Europe. But to your question on leisure, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. And how about you on colors?
Against Madhu, we started 11 years ago and have 99% leisure. And after COVID, we have 90% leisure. We don't lose any business. We never have any business client on our hotel. But we thought the guests start to leave after COVID. The people need to leave. In Germany, the happiness industry, our industry, passed from the fifth to the second needs to the German people. The people now needs to live, needs to travel, needs to go outside to the restaurant, needs to have fun. But that in casual hotels is forbidden to say no. It's not prohibited, it's forbidden. No one could say no for nothing. We need the people feel that it's at friend home, not at his home or their home, but at a friend's home. For that, it's so important that when they arrive to our hotel, they find different experience. Each rooms of capsule hotels are different. We don't have any room equal than another one. Each hotel are different. We are a themed company, and it's the picture I looked at some minutes ago. It's one of the hotels in Madrid. It's Casual Theater Madrid. It's a hotel themed in theaters. For that, it's so important for us. If a guest come again to our hotel, at the same hotel could be, they find another room, they find another experience at the room.
Okay.
And for the plastic, I thought if we put out the plastic, it's very easy. Put best product. Now we start with one company, and now we are with rituals on the rooms. We are 2 and 3 stars. When we put out the plastic, but we put rituals on the room, no one say nothing because it's best product that don't use put out the plastic and not and give to the guests a bad product. If you get a best product and you put out the plastic, the customer understands the situation.
Okay, so you're showing you care about the environment. That's certainly something that will resonate with the guests. But we really want to also talk about the experiences that you're offering. So obviously, the room is a place to sleep, and the best time you have will be outside of the hotel, or perhaps at another part of the hotel. I mean, we all know it's about, right? What we're doing, the places we go, the things we see, the events, tickets to a show, to a tour. So those are the things that I might remember as a traveler. And how can I, as a hotelier, connect experiences with the stay? And so the guest remembers not just the hotel, but remembers what a great time I had and the branding. And sometimes the branding might be during the stay, sometimes it may not be. Right? It could just be that I'm spending some time at the hotel or with the hotel brand at another type of event. So what I'd like you to take us through is some of these experiences that you're providing. And, they're a little out of order, so let's go, because I want to start with you, Maud. Can we bring up the first slide, please? There we go. Okay. What is that? That's so pretty.
So this is a hotel.
It looks like a church.
Is it a hotel? Yes. So when it comes about luxury, it's important for us at Sofitel and MGallery to really understand what makes a brand special. And I'm here with Nicolas Grenier, the head of Sofitel brand all around the world. And we just sat and said, okay, what do we need to ensure that the brand is successful? a brand needs to be clear and understood. There are so many brands. Your brands are different, but I'm sure they are super powerful. Your brands are different, Nordic Touch, and I'm sure they are super powerful. We need to be different, not to pretend to be something we're never going to be, but we have to be super good at who we are. Sofitel, French zest, bridging cultures, strong CSR commitment, a very strong, heartfelt service culture. MGallery, a collection of destinations, each curated, each different, mostly conversions, because they used to be something before becoming a hotel. And what you see here is the MGallery of La Reine Margot, south of Paris, recently opened. And as you can see, it's a chapel. So this MGallery Domaine de la Reine Margot used to be a monastery. It was the shelter of the Queen Marguerite de Valois. And in 1606, she's been welcoming poets, philosophers, the future King Louis XIII in this shelter. And this is her chapel. Now this chapel became a part of the hotel experience, and you can enjoy amazing tastings here in a very intimate space. We try to respect the origins, the story of the space, but at the same time, the monastery became a hotel, offering to guests something which is quite unique. And we do that in a very curated way for many other hotels. Some hotels used to be tanneries, coffee farms, tea houses, episcopal palaces. So we try to protect their story and their identity, and we transform it into quite memorable moments, unforgettable experiences. Because to us, luxury is about seamlessness. Everything needs to be fluid. There is a lot of work behind the scene, but you don't see it. It's about personalization. If Nils loves red wine, Gevrey Chambertin, he will have a glass of it when he arrives. Or when Carlos prefers a certain sweet, I will have it for him. And it's about experiences. People are curators. They are collectioning, now experiences.
Yep. Wine definitely works too. So what do we see here, Nils?
All right, so we're at a festival, and we operate hotels across all chain scales, from budget to luxury, and we obviously try to do what Maud is doing with Sofitel, and we're looking a lot at you guys and trying to copy a little bit. It's cheaper than doing it ourselves.
That is the best form of flattery.
But what we realized is for our loyalty program and across all of our guests, experiences is something that kind of transcends chain scales. So we took a step back and we said, what kind of experiences can we get into where we offer relevant experiences to a lot of people, both locals and incoming travelers, across all our different chain scales, because we can't spend all our money on luxury or all our money on budget. So we've found out, we partnered up with, this is with Live Nation. So we have an agreement with Live Nation in all 4 of the Nordic main countries, and offer tickets, pre-sale access, VIP passes, mini concerts to people, guests, members, also locals in the community. And we see that resonates really well across all of our chain scales. So that's one of the things we're trying to bridge and try to make our mother brand stand out and not just our chain brands. We did things like we bought the naming rights for the national arena in Sweden for the same purpose. Not so much for the sports parts, but for the concerts parts. And trying to do things a little differently. You know how you have like the fast track at the airport? Well, we're doing the fast track at the national arena, but we're also doing the fast track to get out of the arena, because that's the real true pain point, right? So you have to understand, what do your customers actually want, and how can you try to tweak your value proposition a little bit, in our case, to make something work across all those different chain scales.
And what seems to work the best?
What seems to work the best? Well, the more you can personalize, the better it works, right? So we encourage local hotels to try out all these different things, and I think one of the biggest successes that no one at HQ would have come up with was the hotel invited to Tuesday nights for knitting and drinking wine.
Then back to wine.
She's a wine.
Always back to wine.
Yeah, and that works, right? And no one at corporate would have come up with that idea.
Yeah.
That was someone at a local hotel. So little things like that.
Yeah.
But then trying to standardize it behind the scenes,
Yeah.
collect the data, and distribute it.
Sure. Okay. Juan Carlos, tell us a little bit about.
This is a
What's going
theater
on at
room,
Caswell?
and we are in a theater meeting room too. For us, this is the last opportunity that we could give an experience to the guest. It's not the first, it's the last one. We thought the guest starts the experience in Caswell hotels when they arrive to the web. There he could find an experience area to buy tours, to buy tickets, to buy all they need, the transfer to the airport or the train station, to the hotel or to the city center. But when we start to speak with the guests, we say that always has WhatsApp, but no once use WhatsApp with the guest. We send a WhatsApp 40 hours before they arrive, and we explain the weather. I was yesterday, this morning in Valencia. I put my jacket. I thought here it's hot, but no, it's cold than Valencia. It's colder than Valencia. But when the guests prepare the luggage, if you 40 hours before you receive, take care it's raining, or take care it's sunny, take the umbrella, or take a T-shirt, or don't forget the computer, or something like this is helpful for the guest. But not only the weather, how get to the hotel from the train station, how get to the top hotel from the airport, where they could buy the tickets, where they could buy the tours. And we start a new conversation with the guests 40 hours before they arrive to the hotel. For that, the experience is not only the ticket, the experience is not only the tours, the experience is all you could give to the guests before they arrive to the hotel for that.
Do you want to say? Did you want to add? Okay. Because what you're doing, all three, it's not inexpensive, right? I mean, just running a hotel is a big job operationally. And this is on top, you're doing something, you're making an investment. So how do you know that this is a worthwhile investment? What is the ROI? And how do you measure success? Anybody?
Maud, you start.
No? Okay, vale. Con mucho gusto. The ROI is about people coming back, okay, and people understanding your difference. Happy guests come back. I do believe that hospitality is a people industry, and that what you can feel through the three of us being completely different, but serving the same purpose. We want to craft emotions people will remember forever and bring home in their luggage once they've stayed with us. No matter how Juan Carlos, Nils, or me, we are, again, trying to craft emotions.
So repeat customers.
Repeated customers is a good sign. Attracting new generations. Renewing your guest audience, because people will hear about you and they will be curious to discover your product and also your culture. And many people very often ask me, Lorraine, what will be your greatest KPI of success within 3 years? EBITDA, EBITDA, margin, blah, blah. Of course, it's important. But to me, my greatest KPI of success, and I'm sure my peers share that, is culture. A recognizable, powerful, successful culture, developing sense of belonging, smart people, passionate hotelier, does make guests come back and grow, because people also buy.
So it's working. So the efforts you're putting in, to your point, are working. You see it coming back. You see the effort coming back.
Yes.
The effort's worthwhile because you do a ton of really unique events.
Yes.
And just keep doing it. And I'm also, I'd love to get your answer to that question as well. But I also, would like to talk a little bit more about also, are the events exclusive, or like how do you decide who even gets access? Like, should it just be VIP? Should it be anyone in your loyalty program? So, but let's start with measuring success.
All right. So I started off by telling you guys a little bit about our culture, which is a little cowboy culture. So I almost have the opposite challenge, where there are so many good ideas that gain traction in the organization that when we started working more systematically with this, I was really, really frustrated with my team because they weren't able to come up with good KPIs, good ways of measuring it. and classifying it. So I think for us, we really try to put everything into buckets. It's either driving incremental demand, it is increasing NPS at that property, or it's member acquisition. And we try to set pretty clear KPIs for the events that we organize in one of those 3 buckets. Sometimes it hits more than one bucket, but we try to be clear, this is the purpose of this event or experience.
And Juan Carlos?
About VIP,
Well, you want to answer that question? Is it
I
for-
hate VIP people.
Ah,
I hate it.
okay.
Because when they arrive, he wants our company. It's a fair price company. We haven't no suites. We haven't rooms that where the people. We try to take the same treatment to all the guests. Obviously, there are some people. It's small space that they are done. But all the guests who come to Korsvoll hotels, they are VIP for us. We try to give all the same product, the same quality, because whenever I have to a hotel and see a suite or like this, but I don't buy that, I don't like it for us. In Korsvoll hotels, all the guests are VIP for us.
Does everyone agree? All the guests, or no?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay. I don't know if we're out of time, but I think we might be. So I just want to thank our
Thank you so
speakers.
much. Thank
you very much.
I know it went so fast. More Nils, Juan Carlos. Thank you.